Now, I'm excited to introduce Katie Dory, our keynote speaker. Kate is a reporter on CNBC's personal finance team covering tax planning. Prior to CNBC, Kate was a freelance contributor for Business Insider, Investopedia, Lifehacker, and Credit Karma. Her work has also appeared in Financial Planning magazine. She is a certified financial planner professional. And with that, I'll introduce Kate.
Thanks so much, Kayla, and thanks to everyone from Junior Achievement for having me. So as she said, my name is Kate Dorr. I'm a personal finance reporter with CNBC, and I am based in Nashville, Tennessee. And additionally, I'm also a certified financial planner. But my original career plan didn't include journalism or finance. So I actually studied music with an emphasis in music business at University of Massachusetts Lowell, which is about 30 minutes outside of Boston. And during that time, I was heavily involved in student activities. I was president of the Music and Entertainment Industry Students Association, and I also did a couple of internships that were around the Boston area. But I took the opportunity to move down to Nashville after graduating for an internship with Universal Music Publishing. So a couple of reasons for you probably thinking, why Nashville? A couple of reasons were it was a lot cheaper than New York City or Los Angeles, which is where a lot of music and entertainment industry students went. And also I was able to cover my expenses and cost of living through some scholarships that I had earned, and also a waitressing job because I was doing an unpaid internship at the time. And so after that first internship, I landed a temporary receptionist job through an independent concert promoter. So working in live entertainment, which is another area I was really interested and excited about. And so was hired after about 4 months and eventually worked my way up to become a talent buyer. And what that is basically the person that deals with the agents and puts an offer to an agent, says, hey, we want to book this artist on this date in this city, here's how much money we're willing to pay to make that happen, and then overseeing all the aspects of the concert. So that's everything from ticketing, marketing, production, and then you're also going to the show on site and overseeing the entire thing from load in to load out and dealing with all the money at the end of the night. And so that was definitely my first introduction to finance and piqued my interest when I saw the budgeting and expenses, everything that went into concerts. But needless to say, it was a really rigorous schedule. I was producing about 70 concerts per year, mostly theater to arena level, all over the United States and Canada. And I was also helping produce a couple of festivals. And so that was a comedy festival in Nashville, as well as a couple of country music festivals, one in Salem, Virginia, and one in Charleston, South Carolina. So the rigorous schedule led me to want to pursue a career change. I realized this was not a long-term sustainable career path for me. And since I was already a marketer, I was interested in going into the online space, and that was online marketing, and also was passionate about personal finance. And so through a connection that I had in Nashville, I was able to get a full-time content marketing job for an SEO tools company based here, writing blog posts for them, managing social media. But then I also started doing some freelance personal finance writing on the side through a connection that I made through a conference I went to called FinCon that happens every year. And this was basically all personal finance media, big conference that happens every year. And they were looking for a freelance writer. And I took the opportunity and basically started from there and started adding freelance gigs one after another after I had landed that first one and had some, we call them clips. So some proof that I could write, and was able to get hired from other freelance gigs from there. And so all of that changed so that was my side hustle. All of that changed when my full-time job had laid off 70% of the company, and that included me. So suddenly my side hustle became my main job. And during that time, I was also interested in pursuing the certified financial planner designation, something that was really challenging with a full-time job. And so when I was laid off from the full-time job, I took the opportunity to continue freelance writing and then working those freelance clients around my studies so that I could pursue the certified financial planner designation. And what that entails is you basically, after you've graduated from college, you take, and sometimes college classes will count if you had a degree in personal finance or financial planning, which I did not. But it's 8 classes. It takes about 13 months. and you go through all the courses. You have to get a certain grade in order to get through the program, and you do a capstone where you actually put a financial plan together. And then from there, you have to do a prep course in order to sit for the exam, which is pretty challenging. So I was doing that on the side with my freelance writing, and unfortunately, I was not successful in my first attempt. And I say this for anyone who's a nervous test taker, don't give up. There's, fortunately, I was able to successfully pass and earn the marks, but I say that, don't be intimidated by, not doing well on one exam. There'll be other opportunities. And so what happened, so as I was pursuing both things at the same time, I was working for companies like mentioned in my bio, Business Insider, Lifehacker, Lending Tree, and I had originally planned to become an advisor, but I realized that I could help a lot more people and reach a lot more people through journalism, through writing about personal finance rather than one-on-one with clients. And so as my freelance clients grew, suddenly I had CNBC knocking on my door. I had a recruiter reach out. This was about a year and 1 month ago, so it was last March, I had a recruiter reach out and said, hey, would you be interested in interviewing for this full-time position, which I wasn't looking for at the time. And I was really excited about the opportunity. And I was also planning to sit again for the CFP exam last July. And so I started, got the job, started with CNBC actually 1 year ago today. And I sat for the Certified Financial Planner exam in July of last year, and fortunately was passed. And then 1 month later, after passing the background check and getting the official results, I was finally able to call myself a certified financial planner after all that work. And some other things that go into it. So I mentioned that there's about 13 months of classes. You go through a test prep, you sit for the exam, and then they also require 6,000 hours of experience, which is about 3 years full time if you're part time. If you're full time and you're working under a financial advisor, it's actually 4,000 hours. So that's about 2 years full time. But since I was on my own, I had to sort of piece together different things. And so that was a combination of the journalism I was doing. I had done a bunch of fact checking, speaking, debt coaching. And then also, I also had the pleasure of teaching junior achievement in Middle Tennessee through the Financial Planning Association here. So those hours also counted toward my 6,000. And so I was done with my hours when I sat for the exam, and I earned the marks last August. And so one thing I'll say about the CFP exam, overall, there's a 58% pass rate, and repeat test takers, it's about 46% pass rate. So I was really proud to finally get past that milestone, especially after failing. And I do think that the CFP adds credibility as a personal finance writer, both with readers and sources, especially when interviewing somebody who's an advisor, the ability to kind of talk, go through the lingo and go through some of the more technical topics and ask questions as they're going through and we're working on different stories. I do think it helps. Also, there's definitely improvements to be made as far as diversity with the Certified Financial Planner. I'm part of 2 underrepresented groups, which are the Certified Financial Planner designation is currently only 23.4% women, and only 28% are under 40. So they're definitely really, if it's a field that you're interested in, it's a great opportunity as a young person to come into the industry, because it's needed, as most CFPs are over the age of 50. And so, yeah, so that's my journey to becoming personal finance reporter with CNBC.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Kate. What I took out of your talk really was 2 things. And that was first your journey to get to where you are today, and your persistence and your willingness to learn new things as you kept trying to do that. And so, hearing just about how you started off with music in Nashville and then going through a bunch of different spaces, picking up hard and soft skills along the way is something that I think our students are really going to resonate with. And students, I would just encourage you to keep an open mind about your career path. Like Kate, it could change. It's not a straightforward path. It's windy. It can go in many different directions, but just knowing that you're willing to learn and that you're always open to new opportunities and new ideas is something that's going to help you as you go into college and your future career path. So thank you so much, Kate. And I hope that inspires all of you to think towards the future. And just like Colin Powell had been quoted to say, a dream doesn't become reality through magic. It takes sweat, determination, and hard work.